Oh, are we on?
And we're live now!
Oh,
Woo! Yay!
Hi there.
Go.
Switch things to make sure that they fit.
Oh, whoa!
Welcome!
One of these days we're gonna get this down.
Welcome, everyone, to tonight's episode of Oodvin. I am your DM and your host, Maxwell Williams. And I play a whole bunch of quirky, fun, interesting characters. And sometimes a little stubborn. Especially this one individual by the name of Sylvain, who seems very hard set in his ways and is determined to keep Octavia on the flotilla. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's introduce everyone else, shall we?
My name is Sam Rinaldi, and I play Winnie Winslow, the Twilight Cleric. And I actually remembered to introduce myself at a proper time without a weird pause in between. Let's go! It only took...
Hi, I'm Connor McGinley, and I play Lily Pembroke, the sorcerer that is, kind of downtrodden, but she has learned and she's certain now that it is all about family. Vin Diesel was right.
Hello, everyone. When I'm not Dane Brancato, I'm Zephyr Windstrider, the fun Air Genasi bard of the group. A little fun fact about Zephyr is he has had his gun for about 20 episodes and has yet to hit someone with it.
That Glock ain't doing you much good, huh?
I hit the rock in Shatterball, but that was about it.
There you
Great.
go. That'll do
Not
it.
a person.
I didn't break the rock, but I hit it.
Hi, my name is Julie Risto, and I play Octavia Lagazur, the half-orc swashbuckling rogue. And, this is her home, and her uncle's being kind of a butt, so... Yay!
Hello, my name is Aaron Borden. I play the character Februm Cask, the Simic hybrid blood fighter. And I actually do have a fun fact for him today. If he would be compared to a Greek god, it would either be Athena or Hephaestus.
And I'm Drew Borden. Oh my goodness. I play Aldrich Bernask, and when I don't, I'm sad. That's it.
Got him.
There you
No,
go.
I don't. I'm sad.
Sweet! So that is everyone. So without further ado, let's get into tonight's episode with a quick little recap of what happened last time. So our party has finally arrived at the flotilla, a massive contraption floating in the air above the lake itself. But to the surprise of those that have been here before, it is much larger. All 7 tribes of the lake folk have convened at the central flotilla to discuss what to do next, what should be happening, etc., etc. And as the party arrives, they realize the flotilla is overrun with refugees, with lake folk that haven't been home in years. Octavia will, I try to do these seamlessly, and then I just get stuck in my own words, and okay. Octavia seamlessly takes control of the situation. Maybe I just have to talk with my hands. And thus orders everyone together, making a very packed situation a little more convenient before heading towards the central domed building where all of the leaders of the lake folk were meeting, as well as Octavia's uncle, who is the chieftain of the lake folk as a whole. They arrive there. The party gets split up a bit. Octavia is the only one that is allowed to enter the building, while everyone else goes over to Octavia's parents' old home in order to reconvene to get some rest, to lick their wounds. Octavia has a very heated conversation with some of the other leaders, which eventually leads to the fact that the lake folk are thinking about kicking all of the refugees off of the flotilla and sending them into the waste. There are those that stand against it. Octavia is one of those. But according to Sylvain, there's only so much that the lake folk can do for these people. And unfortunately, Octavia, willing or not, will be forced to stay on the flotilla in order to be with her people. So we'll see how far that goes. Back at Octavia's home, the rest of the party gets some sleep. There are a few dreams. Notably, Lily has a dinner of sorts with Blazidon, in which he reveals some of his truer intentions, showing bits of remorse for the terrible actions he's done, but still going forward with this goal that the world should burn, but revealing that there should be a new world that comes out of it in the end. Winnie also has a dream in which she meets with her brother very briefly, and her brother reveals that he has been working with their mother for the past 6 years? 7 years? Out in the waste over who knows what. Everyone wakes up, they reconvene, Lily tells the party about Blazidon, and to a mixed result, before the party sends off some sendings. There was one sent to Amphira that didn't seem to go through, if I remember.
No, she answered. She
No,
just
she
said
did
she's
answer.
being watched.
She's being watched.
Fenzia didn't go through.
Offensia's didn't go through. Blocked by some magic, some distance. Unsure about that at the current moment. But they did reach out to Offensia, who had responded that she is actively being watched and cannot respond in kind at the moment. Before we finally send a sending to Urdusk, our lovely astral elvish individual, who no sooner did he receive the message did he knock on the front door of Octavia's abode. I don't think I missed anything.
Oh, that was great.
So with that, we'll pick up right where we left off. Urdusk has knocked a couple times on the door. It's kind of a pause.
Lily opens the door.
You see he was like
Aren't there guards out front?
just about to like knock on the door again. Zephyr, you kind of look through the doorway and you see these two guards just staring at something. There's nothing really there, but they definitely seem entranced.
Some guards.
Oh, Lily! Urdusk will like rush to you, Lily, and will like give you a big hug.
Lily's like stiff-armed, like, okay, that's enough.
It like kind of
Thank
pulls
you.
back and is like, oh, you're a little different than the last time that we talked, but like, is this your true form?
Yes.
Marvelous. You're stunning, by the way.
Okay, thank you.
And he like
You can move on now.
he like looks over, and he'll like make eye contact with Iris, and there's like a moment of like contemplation before the realization hits him, and he's like, "Oh, Iris, I can't believe that the two of you were together. I was worried at first that you had been separated, that things had happened." Iris is like kind of standoffish. She's like,
Fair enough. I am also
How many
standoffish.
people does your sister know?
"Hello, Urdusk. Oh, I'm so sorry. We haven't had any chance to talk. I really haven't had any time to introduce myself or anything. But are Are you all okay? It's been a...
Fine, okay.
Generally,
I suppose as okay as you can be after your city falls.
Yes, that is quite troublesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure you wouldn't know anything about that, though.
About the fall of the city? I mean, I don't know how much you all know, but I'm more than happy to fill in information where I can. Things got a bit hectic after you teleported out. And you can also see that, like, Urdusk does not look great. He has not slept, is still covered in, like, burn wounds, and there's parts of, like, his clothing and his exposed skin that have, like, extremely intense frostbite. The hair is, like, all out of place. But he is just, like, as happy as he could be.
Could I give him a 4th level cast of Cure Wounds?
Sure.
I just
You...
wanna note you sound really quiet, Sam.
Is that better?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Much.
Okay.
Yeah. You... Winnie, you approach Urdusk, and he is like, "Oh, I'm perfectly fine." As, like... There's, like, actively bleeding from, like, a wound. But, like, I'm not gonna say no.
Take that as a yes, please. And she'll you know, let me
Wonderful.
using D&D Beyond for this because I don't feel rolling it in real time. 26 points. That was a
Wonderful.
really good roll. Holy
That's a
crap!
pretty good roll.
Went 6 5 5 5.
Damn.
Yeah.
He starts looking better. A lot of the, like, continuous open wounds close. Thank you. I feel much better. So, how did you all get here?
Boat.
Boat. That makes perfect sense. Absolutely. Boat.
Guided here by my people.
Oh, I've been interacting with some of your people. Not so happy that I'm here, but, you know, we're doing our best. Oh, I may have teleported quite a few individuals to the flotilla as the city fell. Bit of a sore spot for some people. Don't worry, I provide my own housing. They have a lovely little mansion on the edge of town. That's packed to the brim.
What?
I'm sure. What?
Wait.
Oh, it's just a spell. I create a mansion on the ethereal plane that you can step in and out of, kind of deal.
I see.
How long can that persist? Theoretically.
24 hours at a time.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I mean, I'm sure I could probably work with something more permanent, like a lot of the enchantments in Aeophic, but that would take time, and I've been told that should probably be on my way in the next couple of days.
On your
You
way
speak to my uncle.
I did. Is Sylvain?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did have an interaction with him. Intimidating fellow.
He is certainly a man.
There was no lie in that statement.
She just kind of nods. She's like, not surprised that he's had kind of a difficult time. So, what happened after we did teleport? I mean, I know what happened, unfortunately. But like,
Well, you all teleported, and Lunaris got very upset. She started screaming and swearing. I've never seen that woman swear. And she was
Good.
cursing like a sailor.
Good.
But after that, Aophic turned to me, apologized, and then headed out. Well, I mean, he forced me out. Can't say I know what happened after that.
He's probably
Dead.
Yeah.
picking daisies, right? Is that the right way to
I'm
say
not-
that? Is it
Pushing
picking
daisies?
Yeah,
Kicking
pushing
the bucket.
daisies.
pushing up daisies, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm,
picking daisies.
He's
is
probably
nice.
dead.
I'm not sure if he is.
Huh?
It's just a
Serious?
hunch. But he's still a powerful entity, and even his presence can be useful if controlled correctly.
You think they've like somehow controlled him?
It would be quite difficult. I'm sure if they'd be going into this, they're probably still in the process of breaking him, as he has many mental wards, as psionics are kind of his specialty. But given enough time, the other two could break through. I mean, they could also kill him outright, but it does seem like a waste from even a tactical perspective.
So you're saying the next time we see him, if we see him, it's probably going to be in a fight.
Against him.
Can't guarantee it, but hearing how Lunaris talked about you, how Tridel talked about you, how Borden was talking about your party, if they do manage to break through Aophic, it's not going to be a good thing.
Shocker.
So we'll get to kill him. Lovely.
Good. I mean, oh no.
Oh,
Sorry.
bad blood between you all and Aophic?
Between
No.
me and Aelphic.
Not at all.
Jerk.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Eh. I mean, I'm still, I don't want to kill him, but punching him would be cool. I could do that.
Understood. Did all of you need anything else from me? If not, I would love to have a conversation with Lily and Iris, if possible.
I'm sure you can tell all of us.
What's your relation? What's your relation with them? Is it like you just think one's really cute, or like are you guys like family friends, or like how's that?
I am hundreds and hundreds of years old. They are quite outside of my age range, as well as another fact.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I should
mean-
look at Februm.
This is fairly personal information.
Oh.
As long as Iris will kind of like interject, and she's like, "I already know."
Know what?
That he's our father.
That he's your what now?
Oh,
I don't think he is.
I mean, like not Not like the one that, like, raised us, but, like, the one that, like, gave birth to us. Urdusk has, like, gone purple. It's like, oh, guess cat's out of the bag.
Huh?
I didn't. I had a whole
So if you're
speech
hundreds of
planned.
years old, and they're considered too young, what is considered
Well, they're
the
also
right age?
my children, so like
Well, yeah,
there's
not
that.
I'm more focused
Octavia walks over to
I wanna know
Zephyr and
Zephyr
just like
what?
claps a hand over his mouth.
Yeah,
She's like, "Be quiet, love.
I don't want to know where this plot is going.
I
Now's
mean-
not for speaking."
I mean, their mother is a lovely Eladrin woman.
There it is.
A refugee from the Feywild. It's a kind of a long story, but we met while I was helping deal with refugees in the Celestial Plane, and one thing led to another.
I don't need this conversation 2 days in a row. I'm just gonna tune out of this one.
I mean, that's all fairly beside the point. I'm just very happy to see the two of you again.
So, if you're my father, and my mother was also living in the Celestial Plane, why are we here?
It's a little hard to explain.
Well, surely it's not too hard to explain to your daughter.
No, not at all. Me and your mother, sent you to the material plane. You were supposed to be sent directly to Aophic. But gathering from the fact that this is news to you, I fear that that wasn't the case.
So why did you send us here?
As kind of a precursor of sorts. Sounds silly thinking of it now, but
Oh, it sounds really silly. I can't stop laughing.
a continuation of the family mission, per se, which it seems destiny has brought you in its direction anyway.
Well, I'd love to be apprised of this family mission that I haven't been told anything about.
Are myself and in conjunction our family has been tasked with the safeguard of the Wish Child.
And I've heard this term a few times. The Wish Child is...
I believe you were calling him Axel?
Right.
Axel, like, kind of comes down from the stairs. Like, what do you mean? Safe, like... You were supposed to be protecting me? In a way, I was watching you for quite a while, and looking into the threads of time, saw an opportunity where you were going to awaken from your slumber, and At the time, I was unable to leave the Celestial Realm without being smited from the air by Lunaris.
Does seem to like that.
Fair.
But the celestial indications of children are small enough to make it through the border undetected. It wasn't an easy choice.
So you chose to have kids so you could send them to the material plane, which you knew was messed up, so they could protect this child.
I mean, we didn't plan to have kids for this reason, but as you and your sister were born, the opportunity arose. And looking into the future, we feared things would go much differently were you two not present. We did many calculations. All the ones without you present ended up with the Wish child dying. Either prematurely eaten by spiders, having their blood and divinity drawn from them. There was a couple that they made it to the shore and decided to go swimming.
Goes my hope for a beach episode.
I don't mean to butt in to family matters. You're not working with or were working with Euroga at all, were you?
Euroga. I don't believe Euroga was involved.
So that was a different... How many contracts... Sorry, never mind then. That was it.
I mean, I had interacted with Euroga before, but not directly. I was directly involved with Amaria.
A while ago, I came across a contract between Amaria and Euroga about she gave up some of her power in exchange for protection for the Wish Child.
You don't happen to still have this contract, do you?
I don't have it. I know who does have
in
it.
the dorm. Oh.
That was the contract that I traded for the information.
Ooh.
With
Offensia.
Offensia.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that was the one that gave you like the entire history of the world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, so Offensia has it. If you are interested in asking her.
Offensia's... We're cordial. We're not friends, I would say, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when he's like...
But
Right.
that was drawing power from something northeast of Aophik. If if you would have any information on that.
Without the contract, there's not much that I can give you as long as those lines. But he kind of turns back to Lily and Iris. I'm sorry to drop all of this on you. Sure doesn't make the situation any easier.
No, I guess not.
Well, you see his demeanor, kind of drops. And Iris has, not made eye contact with him this whole time. I will be on the northern edge of town if you need me.
Before you go, might be a not great time to ask this, but Aofik, before we left him, did mention that there would be items in his hoard that would help us.
I can look into it. I have a couple of ways to access his stashes. A few double-ended bags of holding, the deal. I'll give it a look.
All right.
See what I can come up with.
So I lagged a little bit, and I didn't hear everything that he said. So I heard him say that this was the best timelines involved us being here, and then I didn't hear what was after that.
I think the stuff that he said afterwards was because he mainly had said that every timeline without you ended in Axel dying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
It was just a couple different random ways that he died,
Well, how
taking a swim and stuff.
How did Amario come up?
Oh, Drew asked if not Drew. Who's Drew? Al asked if Urdusk had any connection or interaction with Euroga.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
Yeah. And Urdusk is I've never interacted with the Euroga, but I have worked with Amaria.
Okay. In that case, how did this become our responsibility anyway? Surely there are a lot of people who would be invested in protecting him.
Do you mind if I sit down? This is not something I'm proud of.
Okay.
He pulls up a chair, sits down into it, and kind of clasps his hands pretty tightly. I was part of a group, a team, at one point. We had been tasked by Lunaris. He like glances up at like Axel. With striking down Amaria. This was before the devouring, before anything along those lines. The Celestials were... well, not the Celestials. Lunaris was set on the destruction of the fiendish plane, and with it the fiendish gods. The mortals had slowly made their way through the other 6, and Amaria was the last holdout. Lunaris gathered her finest forces from across the material plane and the celestial plane, and sent us in to finish the deed. It wasn't until we were almost done that I realized that we weren't doing the right thing. In her final moments, she made a request. I being the only one that wasn't overly aggressive. She reached out to me and tasked me with the protection of her child. I guess it's not necessarily your task if you don't want to continue it at this point.
Were you planning on telling me this?
As soon as I could get down here. Thought the conversation would go a bit differently. But it's to be expected.
Everything kind of exploded. It's not really like you had a choice anymore.
I guess.
So you're telling me you're one of the people that caused this? You're one of the reasons that Blazidin destroyed the world out of revenge?
I could. Yes. I was unfortunately there when the devouring was created.
I mean, by the sound of it, you were instrumental. I wouldn't just say that you were a bystander. Unless you really did just watch this fight transpire and didn't do anything, and in that case, there's still something to be said for the fact that you didn't try and stop them.
I didn't lay a finger on Amaria, but I definitely supported the others, and that'll be Yes.
And then you thought it would be best to just hide in the celestial plane
I
where nothing's wrong?
wasn't hiding.
Really? Because you weren't here.
We're not allowed to leave. Lunaris declared that no one was to leave the celestial plane or travel to and from at risk of bringing in the devouring. We were completely quarantined off. The only way that I was able to get the two of you through is the smallest of loopholes.
What if you didn't go back? You wouldn't be able to bring the devouring back if you stayed here. With your kids. Right?
Getting here would have been the issue. Well, I'm not naive enough to think that I couldn't have detangled the barrier to an extent. I would never have made it far. If you think the avatar that you fought is powerful, then you should see the real thing. Lunaris is on a completely different level. The Celestial Shard is the largest piece of the 6, followed by the material.
So what are you doing now? What were you doing before we called you here?
I was helping refugees.
Okay.
And before that, doing my best to get on Lunaris's graces. I knew that she would have to travel down here eventually, and she would need escorts.
And your plan from here on?
Was to reconnect with the rest of you, to bring the Wish Child to Ember's Blaze.
What is Ember's Blaze? I've seen it on a map, but I don't know what's there.
Physically
Especially
there?
now that-
I'm not too certain. It's shrouded in several layers of divine magic, but as far as prophecy and fortune tells, it's a battlegrounds? A ongoing fight between Duskradil and Blazadin.
And
Why?
what's bringing Axel directly to him going to do?
You know, fortunes and prophecies are never exactly precise, but it states that when the Wish Child meets the sun face to face, that this will all be over. The devouring will cease to exist. I'm not too sure other than that. It's the best we can go off of, though.
I'm pretty sure Lily met with Blazadin, and he said that he doesn't regret what he did, and he wants the world to be reborn, so I highly doubt it's going to end there.
You've...
You know he has a son? Is that silly? I mean, to think that? He does, right?
the is the you see gears working in Urdusk's head. Anyone who wants to can make an insight check.
Sure.
Or
I'm
make an
I'm the
insight
one
check.
who said it, so I guess I
Whoa.
will.
Jumped out of the bike.
That's a
Oh.
nat 20. That's stupid.
Yikes.
Why
That's
is
a
that the
4.
one I got my nat 20 on? I want to use it later.
Got a 15, but you know.
That's a 26.
Let's see.
Minnie's gears are
What is this?
also turning.
Insight?
She's not paying attention.
A nat
She rolled
20
nat
only
one.
makes that a
That's a
21.
Woo! Anyone above a 14 would recognize Urdusk didn't know that the Wish Child was from Amaria and Blazidin.
Huh?
What?
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 The Blazidin connection seems to be throwing him a little bit for a loop.
Really? Huh.
I don't buy that.
What
The hell?
do you know about the Wish Child?
Hold on. I do want you to answer that, but I'm looking at you right now. I'm looking in your
I
eyes.
see it in your
The
eye.
fact that you're thinking like this, it looks like you didn't realize this sooner.
No.
That Axel is Blazidin's son?
Is this just not a, 2 and 2 that you put together, or...
Maybe he thought it was Februm's. No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't say that.
From my daughter's kid.
You're now
my grandson.
those like gears working are turning into confusion as Urdusk looks taken back.
I mean, I would assume that's why he wreaked havoc across the world, is because the mother of his child is dead.
You said she died that night, though.
I don't know
So
when
the
Axel
child
was
was already born. So where did he go? Like I know
He
you were
was-
taking care of him and everything. But...
He was sequestered away. We teleported out. Why don't I remember that?
He took away the life of his wife and then took away his kid.
Up until my arrival at Raven's site, I've never interacted with Axel directly.
Oh,
Axel they were already out of the picture.
oh.
How
Is
can
it
you
a...
be told? Sorry, Februm, go.
Sorry. Is it a possibility that your memories are being blocked?
I guess it's possible. I feel like I would have noticed it.
Well, it better be, because otherwise you're a fucking moron. Aren't you like a wizard? Don't you have to be like smart? Read books and shit?
Yes. Uh-huh. Lots of book reading.
So, you killed this woman, and Blazidin got really mad, and she said her child is the one you have to protect. Who did you think the father was?
I
You didn't worry about it? You thought he was produced asexually?
I'm not sure.
He leapt directly from her mind?
It's happened before.
Who
Huh?
told you you didn't...
Yeah,
Not
go
in
ahead,
this
never mind, I don't even-
one.
Are you? I mean, that's not. entirely I see how he could make that assumption. The wish child. You
They
know,
just wished for a kid,
maybe.
and the universe created him out of stardust.
They were gods.
He turns
You
to
thought that
Axel.
was more likely than having a father?
Februm turns to Axel and he's like, "Could you wish for another human being?"
Axel is very quiet and like still sitting like up the stairs.
The poor buddy is just going through all of this.
He like slowly looks up at you, Februm. I mean, I guess you could. It might not end well.
Fair.
But like,
Wait.
I guess if you were actually connected to a shard, like, it wouldn't be that difficult.
I suppose maybe that's how the avatars come to be.
I see a lot of hands.
We have a lot of questions.
I just want to do a quick character thing. I want Octavia to send Perseus to go sit with Axel.
Aw.
Yeah, he'll go up and he'll like nuzzle his way into like Axel's lap, so that Axel is forced to sit up a little bit.
Yep.
Wait, so what exactly? Is there any other memories that are a little fuzzy for you? Because that's weird that that very specific thing was not ingrained after how many years in your little noggin?
I'm not sure.
I mean, we can't recall what happened then to you. But I'm also confused why after that, and then even after recently with the whole Lunaris attacking all of us, trying to take the shards and take control, and also killing Zephyr on the spot, that you just still wanted to escort her. That's also very confusing to me.
I mean, I escorted her down here, but
But why?
because that's the only way to leave the celestial plane.
Oh.
If you've ever wondered why there's no celestial beings around, they're all trapped, in a sense.
You don't think it's possible that she just went...
It's entirely possible, but I feel if she would have done that, then she would have known other things.
Like what?
Like
the fact that Axel exists. It seemed like it caught her by surprise.
I think... Not to sound like at least I think I heard this right. I could be totally wrong. When she took me and Axel, it sounded like she said that she knew about Axel and that I was a surprise. It could have been vice versa, though. I could have just misinterpreted that. When she came to us at the table, she was very intrigued.
Axel will be like, I think I was the surprise.
Okay, good. Because I was like, huh? So yeah, now none of this makes sense.
I would think there was that thing where like she recognized that you were family.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you're technically family too.
Mm-hmm. In kind of a workaround way.
Yeah, this is so confusing.
So none of the Celestials know about you.
And probably do.
I mean, I'd say it probably, like, how many people can do that to someone like him? Manipulate his memories? That seems nearly impossible. Unless it was a god.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it was a god that, I don't know, we don't know much about, that hides away all the time and does secretive shit. Like, that would make sense to me.
Well, unless it was Aofic.
I mean, maybe, because if
To protect him.
if she didn't know about Axel, how would she wipe? Urdusk?
Surely the dragon that specializes in psionic capabilities would be able to do something like that.
That would make sense too.
He did wipe people's memories fairly regularly.
Now I want to punch him again. That's 2 punches coming.
Wait a
of
minute.
them.
Wiped ours?
If your memory has been manipulated, isn't there like a spell to undo that?
I believe Greater Restoration would work.
We know that.
Wig,
Only we had
None.
Only.
When he hasn't raised her hand like that, this is like the first session when you guys chose tasks.
She's like, me! I know that!
I think Winnie knows
Is
that
that a-
spell.
Spell that you have prepared?
Uh-huh. Wait, let me double check. Yeah!
Do you have all the materials you need?
Just gold.
Aren't we just doing money?
We're just doing money. No shopping.
Yeah.
Then yes!
Do you
Thank
have-
goodness.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I could even perform 2 if I wanted today. Yeah.
Well, let's try one first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my ribs. My sternum. my sternum.
Yeah, she goes and just punches him in the gut. No.
Oh, that's not part of the spell.
That's not part of the spell. I just wanted to punch you for doing that to Lily. But now I'll do the spell. Okay.
Okay. Winnie, you're casting Greater Restoration.
Yes.
I need you to make me a spellcasting check.
Oof.
Well,
Ooh.
and that is just my like a straight
D20
wisdom.
plus your wisdom.
Ah.
Add your
Okay.
proficiency bonus as well.
Which is
So you can do your wisdom saving throw, that would be the same.
oh okay
It's much better.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna do that.
It's like a
Nat 20.
happy smile. It's a nat 20 for a total of
Hey.
30 boys, let's go.
Uh-oh.
Guys,
For a
Sam is stuck
total
in
of-
beta, Winnie.
For a total of... Well, I think that's over 30. Well, no, maybe it's not.
Well, if my saving throw is 10 for wisdom.
so it's a 30
So
exactly.
30. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to give a flash of genius if I could.
Only for a bardic.
Let's go.
It is too late for a bardic. You
Aw.
do not
I
have
forgot
much
what
to worry
happened now.
about though. As Winnie reaches out, her hand becomes engulfed in this light blue aura. It kind of shines and sparkles. You see bits of purple and orange flash over it as she reaches out and makes contact with Urdusk. And there is this moment where the room just goes bright white as radiant energy ripples outwards from Urdusk. And you see the spectral image of Lunaris, like, reaching out to Urdusk, and it looks like it's holding on to his head. And Winnie, as you push forwards, this spectral image begins to, pieces of it shed off like paper burning and being blown in the wind as Lunaris silently screams and the visage is removed.
Okay, remove one punch from Urdusk, add one to Lunaris. Okay, or not Urdusk. To Urdusk, I won't punch you yet. One.
Yeah.
Remove one from Aofic, add one to Lunaris.
What's that
How
punch
do you
counter at?
feel?
That would make sense.
Talk to us.
Do enlighten us.
Come on.
He's like sorting through memories. Oh.
So Winnie, what's Lunaris' punch counter at? Just out
I
of
mean-
curiosity.
I technically just started it, but she gets a 10 already, so that's like a 11.
Ooh.
It's fair.
It would seem that when Blazidin fell, all the Celestials were wiped of memory. A few of us higher rankers were able to hold on to aspects of Blazidin. But most in the Celestial Plane know nothing of his existence, other than his fiendish instances. She removed
So
the fact
no-
that he was a Celestial at all.
Oh.
A tactical form of control, I would assume.
I'm not exactly a spellcaster, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that was pretty powerful magic. To wipe an entire plane's memories of a person's existence.
I would say. Didn't work fully on all of us, though. But it would seem personal details were mixed in. Interesting.
So that legend you were saying, is it any different now? The one
About-
where we have to take Axel to Blazidin? Or is that still the God's honest truth?
There's aspects. And inevitably, it's up to the Wish Child themselves. They are a product of fate. But
Can you just call him Axel?
yes, inevitably, Axel can decide what he wants to do. All I know is what Offenzia had mentioned so long ago. Offenzia came to Lunaris before the fall. Before we were sent out, before Mario was killed.
So, just for, I don't know, recap's sake, Lunaris tasked you to kill the fiendish deity, the fiendish entity Amaria, and in so doing, the world was cursed by Blazidin.
Yep, that's about right.
Well, I believe I've heard all that I would like to for one day. You are free to continue to talk, but I have another being to speak to. Octavia just looks tired, and she's like, "I will be in the other room if you need me. Something blood, something stone." She will get up and walk out if nobody has any protests.
Mm-hmm. I am.
So. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I'm sorry for the confusion.
I'm sorry, Leonora is such a jerk.
Lily, I understand if you no longer want to steward Axel.
What?
I'm here. I can take the responsibility off of your hands.
I'm sorry, you want me to let Axel go with you now?
I mean, if it's not something you necessarily had a choice in,
No. You misunderstand. I'm not mad because I have to spend time with Axel. In fact, I'm much happier spending time with Axel than I am with you right now. What I'm mad about is that you said it's our family's responsibility to do this. That you sent me here to the material plane, which you knew you couldn't come to deal with an issue that's your fault. It's your responsibility, it's not our responsibility. And you know that, and you haven't said that once. I will pick up the pieces of what you have done, because you refuse to do it.
you're right. I sent you to a place where I knew I couldn't go to extend the responsibility that was placed upon me. For what it's worth, I apologize. He will look to the rest of the group. If anyone needs any more knowledge, let me know. I will do my best.
I know you're not really on speaking terms, but do you know where Offenzia is?
Haven't the faintest idea. Fenzi only really gets found when she wants to. He will turn back to Lily. Kind of glance over at Iris. I understand if you don't want to see me again. But know that I'll still watch over you.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna need a minute.
I
And you've got
understand.
you've got a whole lot of catching up to do.
I understand. Would you like me to leave you alone for the time being?
Yeah.
Understood. Just contact me when you're ready. He'll give like a slight bow to the rest of the party.
I'll walk him out. Do you mind, Urdusk?
Oh, not at all. You walk out with him past the two hypnotized guards.
I can't imagine what it's like in your shoes right now. But I think she'll come around eventually.
If she's anything like her mother, she may not. But
Well, let's pray she's not then.
not sure who I'd pray to.
Yeah. True. You were a part of that original team.
Yes.
And you're obviously still here. Is there anyone
yes.
Is there anyone we should be worried about that wants to, keep the destruction going, or are you the only one of that group left?
Unfortunately, I think there are several of the group that are still in the works. The only ones that I know that you should be worried about would be as I look up names.
Bon.
Would be Margot and Faulkner.
Alright.
Margot, at the time, was appointed as the first general of the Army of the Blaze.
Alright.
Haven't heard much about her, but as long as she stayed within Blazidon's good favor, she should remain as the captain of his arms. And then Faulkner's more of a wild card. He was patient zero for the devouring. Was
So-
never one for the orders and commands of the army. But there's a high likelihood that they still remain somewhere in the waste. Collecting
All right.
bones.
That's
You like bone.
Would you like to give
Interesting.
me your bones?
I'm not sure what happened to the other three that were with us. I know, I think Akira and Gorn both returned to the material plane. And then I think Reiki, not sure whatever happened to him. He was the one who landed the final blows on Amaria.
Sounds like a dick.
I hate that guy.
Oh man.
No!
I hope we all hate our own characters.
Are you kidding me? I'm so excited to kick Faulkner's ass.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited to meet Margot.
What do you mean you want bones? Are you out of your mind?
You bloody mind! I'm not giving you any of my bones.
But bugs.
But bones, please.
But bugs,
Well.
¿Por
please.
qué no los bones?
You don't need all of them, I promise.
I take some. It'd be fine.
I
Tentacles.
think at least one.
One rib?
Each.
One
A
set.
metatarsal? Please?
Reiki was, for his actions, was cursed. Removed a lot of the genetic modifications that he had done to himself, as well as making it difficult for the rest of his family. But that's
Well.
about as much as I know about them.
Sounds like a pretty well-deserved curse in that case, if he did strike down the Amaria.
No.
I'd take his curse over mine.
Are you cursed too? Well,
He looks
Yes.
back at the
Metaphorically.
door and he's like,
yes, I don't envy you. Well, we'll let you know if we need anything.
please do.
All right.
And he will disappear. And as soon as he disappears, the two guards in front go, "Stop right!" Wait a second. What?
Am I okay?
No, you're perfectly fine. There was a strange blue elf here. Did you see him?
No.
Understood. Keep a lookout. He was trying to
I-
approach the estate.
I will keep a lookout. And I'll go back inside.
Beautiful. Go back inside. Octavia, where are you going?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going into my parents' bedroom. Ye old
Fantastic.
one, covered in dust.
You go into your parents' bedroom. The bed sits unmade. I don't know. Has Octavia ever slept in her parents' bedroom?
I think she did, especially like when they first disappeared. She spent many a night there, kind of not sleeping, waiting for them to walk through the door. And since then, since she kind of accepted that they were never coming back, she probably hasn't been in there since.
There's a little indent on the very edge of the bed where you used to sit. The decorative pillows are all put nicely in a corner, the way that your mom liked it, but you never really understood the reasoning. The sheets are wrinkled and flipped over just enough that one person could slide in without untucking the whole mattress.
Cool.
But you walk in. There's a small vanity at the over to the side of the room. It's probably the only place other than the bed to sit.
Yeah, she kind of avoids the bed on purpose, and moves over to the vanity. She just kind of like sits and then like looks at herself in like the dusty mirror and just kind of sighs, and kind of wipes a layer of dust and probably sneezes in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Before pulling out the stone, the transmitter, and then she's like, "Oh, my weapon is at my where I slept. And she kind of searches the room quickly to see if there's anything sharp.
Give me an investigation check.
You got it, boss. Investigation is it's a -1. It's a 14.
You start kind of looking around. At first you see a couple like sharp utensils. God, this is gonna make it more sad, but I think there's probably an empty plate on the nightstand. From like when one time like Octavia came and like ate dinner up here. So there's like a kitchen knife there. But you take a moment and look under the bed. And you see some of your dad's armaments. You see a bit of his armor. A shield. And a small-sized case. Probably, I guess not small. It's about 2 feet. So maybe a little longer than that. But a kind of beautifully decorated wooden case.
Grabby.
You grab it and pull it out from under the bed. Blow off a layer of dust. There's a little plaque on it that says a gift from the mainland.
It's even sadder.
Kind of like scrawled out on a bronze plate.
Yeah, she kind of runs her finger over the etchings, and then she's gonna flick it open.
You flick it open and reveal this beautifully purple amethyst blade. It is this dark silver hilt with a crystalline blade that sticks out and gives a slight radiant glow from the inside of the blade itself. Make a history check for me.
Julia has an idea what this is. Octavia, let's see. Oh, well, you said history.
Mm-hmm. I know it's a -1.
I know a 19 minus a 1 is an 18. I'll take it.
From what you can imagine and what you can remember, this looks fairly similar to the crystalline horns of a dragon that you've run into.
Mm-hmm. It looks like one of Drax's horns. Okay, sad. She's going to pick it up. She's like, huh. I mean, I knew they were close, but just kind of mumbling to herself. And
You pick it up and you feel it like pulse with energy.
Yeah, I guess I stand up with it and move back to the vanity. I look, maybe, is there a sheath in the box too?
Yeah, I say there's like a sheath that you have to like remove some of the padding because it was like laid in this very decorative fashion. And you find a sword sheath for it.
Oh, she's gonna take it.
It's probably it's like leather fabric that's been dyed a muted purple. Yeah, you can add a crystal blade to your inventory.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, and she's gonna use it before putting it away. She's gonna nick her hand with it and drip blood under the transmitter.
You drip blood onto the transmitter, and you see it pulses blue, and the blood rotates around the object itself and engulfs it in energy. But other than that, you don't get much out of it right now.
Oh.
Go ahead and make... This is going to be another goddamn intelligence check.
Oh shit! I'm dumb. Don't make me do that. I think I need.
Make an insight check.
Yes.
Intelligence insight.
That's an 11, but I know what I need to do now.
What do you think you need to do?
I think it needs to be submerged in order for it to work.
You know, that might just be the case.
Yeah, because that's the only other time it worked was when I was underwater.
Mm-hmm.
So, she kind of is like, shit, picks it up and, like, shuffles into the bathroom, but she kind of, like, looks to see if anybody's, like, looking up the stairs and just kind of, like, you know, like, shit, like...
Mm-hmm. What is everyone else doing?
I know Zephyr wants a moment, and I'll give it to him, but I
you.
do want to say right after the event transpires, Lily's, like, shaking. Her hands are kind of clenched. She's kind of looking at the ground, and she just sits down. And she's kind of huddled up. I think she sits next to Iris for a little bit, but just needs a moment to breathe.
Iris will, like, sit above you and run her fingers through your hair and, like, kind of, like, comb it out. And she stays pretty silent there with you. If you look up at all, you catch a glance from Axel. A little bit of, like, worry and concern on his face. But he's still keeping his distance.
I was about to say, I think Februm goes and sits up with Axel.
Okay.
Father-son bonding time.
And Perseus is forced to be there too.
Perseus suddenly, like, there's too many people. Does that cat thing where they, like, look side to side and then, like, jump off.
Yeah.
So, like, how's everyone looking facial expression wise? Like, I'm getting some, it's kind of a bummer moment here. I'm not gonna lie.
When he's looking over at her dad, like, "Do you see that shit?"
Your dad has already been
that
yelled
was
at
you,
this
buddy.
morning, and he was like,
Because it's like,
He's
it's like,
all-
oh look, the same thing just fucking happened, kinda. She's like, wow. But yeah, she's like glancing at him, but also kind of keeping to herself. Also worried for Lily, but mostly just kind of keeping to herself. I like to think she looks at Al and is just kind of like,
Hey Al.
Hey, Dad.
He's just walking in.
Yeah.
Just keep being a good dad. Keep doing what you're doing.
He kind of looks over at Mal and he's like, "Oh, I'm trying so hard."
Oh, I love Grandpa.
I'm trying so hard.
It got so far.
You're doing great.
So Zephyr slams his hands on the table and, like, stands up very abruptly. And, like, his hair is still falling, the wind is not blowing it at all. And he just looks rough. And he addresses the group and goes, "Everyone, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. I'm so sorry."
huh?
What?
All of it. The city, the fucking city, it's my fault.
What are you talking about, Zephyr? That's not your fault.
No, it's all my fault. Ever since the party got together, it's all been my fault.
Did
It
you
all
not
comes
just,
full circle.
Did you
No.
not just hear me yell at my dad for the last 20 minutes? Because it was
Since the
his fault, quite literally.
No. Since the party came together, I have done nothing but screw up. One thing leads to another, and you can only mess up so many times before something irreparable happens. Think about it.
Be specific.
You want me to be specific? Not once, but twice. Winnie was right in front of me, and I could have helped her, and I didn't. I wasn't able to. Let's see, I got Axel kidnapped. I shot Drax with a fireball while trying to show off. I have been knocked unconscious in every single fight we've been in. Oh wait, no, there was one where I wasn't knocked unconscious, where I got the entire fucking party poisoned. Let's see, I triggered the traps in Offenzia's game. I triggered the alarm in the Cask's estate. I got Axel and Winnie targeted during Shatterball because I thought running out, spitting a one-liner, and shooting the crystal was a good idea. I've never been a good gambler, and I keep making dumb risks because I think maybe it's gonna plan out. And don't even get me started on the dumbass plan with Lunaris. I did nothing that fight. The only thing I've been useful for is getting killed so that Winnie hurts more. I've been a liability since I've joined this party. They were right. They were always right. I don't belong here. I never have belonged here. And if I never made that one damn mistake, maybe someone better would have been in my place. Someone who actually knew what they were doing, and the city would still be standing.
What do you mean by that?
I never got into Ravensight.
What?
I failed the exam. Royally.
Then
Frankly, I don't think I passed in any categories.
Then how did you get a band to join our... When Al and I found you.
I cheated.
What you...
I snuck into the back after the exam, and I switched some of the tests around, and took the place of someone who rightfully deserved it. Because I didn't want to keep being a failure. I couldn't go back to my sister and say, hey, Zephyr failed again. Because, frankly, that's just been how it's always been. She's been the one protecting me. She's been the one providing for us. I can't do anything right. And the trend has just followed into this. I lied and deceived because I was so afraid of admitting that I'm just not good enough. And I always act like everything's gonna be okay because maybe it will be one day. That's not true. Look at that. That bravado almost got everyone killed. That bravado has taken everything from me. My parents, my home, my sister. And he looks around the party as he's saying these, and his eyes start to rest on Winnie at the very end, and he starts to choke up when he speaks, and he goes, I can't. This party is the only thing I have. You guys are the only thing I have left. Can't lose you too. I just can't. I'm sorry I lied. And I'm sorry that I've just been a hindrance this whole time.
Zephyr, I think you need to get something straight. If you really are as useless as you keep saying you are, one, we wouldn't let you go with us. And two, there's no way you could possibly be responsible for all those things. Unless you want to come back and tell us that you happen to also be a demigod that just happens to have been.
That's not... Hopefully not in the cards.
I do think you should also look at some of the positives that you've done, Zephyr. Or if not that, then the cause and effect of it all. I mean, sorry to say, Winnie, but I know you didn't catch her, but if she hadn't have fallen, we wouldn't have found Axel in the first place. And if he hadn't been taken again by Rutha, then we would be missing a lot of information from Lily having to join them. Things, I mean, they all worked out in the end. The plan you had for, the Lunaris fight might not have gone the way you wanted it to, but you did stop me from, you know, shooting an arrow directly into Al moments later. And probably killing him as well.
You go unconscious during every fight because you're putting yourself in front of all of us. Whether that is because you think you're not worth it, or because you just care enough to put your life on the line for us. You don't go down because you're weak, Zephyr. You don't make mistakes because you're weak. You make your mistakes because you're strong enough to. You're brave enough to take the risks and make the mistakes that come. And you've been brave enough this far to face them afterward. And I think that's something all of us would strive to be. If you weren't here, I probably would have done something I would have regret. I was definitely swayed to do very bad things for Blazidon. And I thought I was a monster. If you can prove to me that I'm not a monster, then I hope we can prove to you that you're not worthless.
Zephyr's legs start to give out from under him, and he kind of falls down to his knees. And he just starts sobbing.
I'm gonna give him a hug.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a hug too. Group hug?
Group hug. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not going to tell you have nothing to be sorry for, because you did puke on my shoes and then slip on them at Deborah's house.
I forgot about that. I gotta add it to the list.
It's okay.
Now.
No. That's just the one thing on the list, but it's all good.
I forgot about all the times I got drunk.
Yeah, no,
I can't hold
all
my
got in
liquor.
Yeah, no, we know. It's okay.
That's all right. I mean,
She's like pat in your back.
Also, I've been lying to you guys, and Al almost killed Axel one day.
Huh? What?
Gift the gap, he doesn't say that. have it now. I can use it to its full advantage.
God
The
damn.
Winnie's
comedic principles.
Oh,
Zephyr, Winnie's dad will come over to you, be like, "That isn't no." He's gonna go over it. He's just gonna kind of like pat you on the back, and he's like, "I know what drinking can do to you."
Dad, shut up.
Not an alcoholic. I can't hold my liquor.
You know
He
what?
doesn't need to hear that.
I think that you should have this. And he will hand you his
No.
bag of. It's his bag of cooling.
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Oh,
Zephyr, do you
no.
take it?
Oh, I take it.
You take it? Winnie's gonna hold out her hand like,
You want a bottle?
Come on, Winnie.
Sure, give me a bottle. I'll take a bottle. Give me a bottle.
I'm
Sue for an empty bottle.
gonna go. Well, you reach your hand in, you pull out an empty bottle.
Give me a bottle.
You want a full one or an empty one?
Give me a full one. Just give me a full
He
bottle.
gives her a full one, but he like takes a little swig
Sit at
from
the
it
wall.
first.
She's like,
Thanks. Here, I'm thirsty. I'll like another one, please.
I'm.
That seems
Win-
like it.
Winifred.
Oh, I dropped it.
Winifred.
no.
I'm gonna save you the trouble. You're gonna be here all day if you're doing that.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna drink them all.
There's at
I'm not
least
worried about you, Zephyr.
3 years of supply in there.
Oh my god.
What the hell is
minute.
wrong with you?
Wait a minute. I just want to confirm. Is a bag of cooling just a bag of holding?
Yeah, that keeps
but,
things
like,
cold.
That keeps them cold.
Yeah.
So I can use it as a bag of holding.
Yep.
And just whatever I put in it comes out slightly chilled.
Mhm.
Oh, that's sick. I'm gonna keep
my
the
God.
bag because this is a
you
really
go
useful
fishing
item
for
the
like
DM
your
just
gun
gave
or
me.
something, and it's just a beer bottle after beer bottle.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
shit.
It's the Mary Poppins bag of alcoholics.
Yep.
Huh.
I'll sort through this later. And he gets up and like kind of wipes his tears off.
You're sad, so I'll let you keep it.
And he gives Winnie a hug. And he gives Al a hug. He gives Favrim a hug, and he gives everyone a hug. And then he sits by the door and he goes, Octavia didn't need to hear any of this. For it.
Oh,
I think
I guarantee that she probably heard it because he was shouting. He
No,
honestly not
in
hearing
this
it
in this
house.
moment, Octavia is like running a bath.
Yeah.
Frankly, I think it would be funnier if she did hear it, but that's up to the DM.
I think she hears like the beer bottle smash, but like nothing before that.
Yeah, she's just like, what?
yeah.
What is happening down there? Don't ruin my house! And then she just goes back to what she's doing, filling a bath.
It's like muffled from the.
Don't ruin my house!
But yeah, Zephyr, it's okay. Or it will be. Okay.
How sturdy do you think the roof of this house is? Can I go sit up on it? You think Octavia would get mad, guys?
I don't know.
Do you
That's
ne-
a risk you gotta take.
I'll come sit with you. Don't worry.
Ugh.
He like looks over at Winnie. He's like, or not.
I would kind
go
of look over
sit with
I
him.
look over to Winnie like maybe this could be a good thing. I don't know.
You can
I
go
think he
sit with
likes
them.
me, but he held
Just
it nice
he
to my
likes
brother.
Make sure, please just make sure you're responsible.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all go over. I'm assuming you're levitating to the roof.
We'll it's daily. Yeah, I'm gonna levitate to the roof.
Okay.
The odds of me needing it are
He's gonna-
hopefully low.
He's gonna monk walk up the wall. So he just
God,
like
could-
he just like
that's
vertically
wild.
walks up the wall.
Oh, I forgot he could do that. He's
Yeah,
just
Freddy's
Spider-Man.
But Octavia, you have
Yes.
a warm bath prepared for you.
Yeah.
It's a big old like jacuzzi tub.
Sick.
You know, the chief has some perks.
Oh yeah, just a little. Just a few. Yeah, so I've got my cut hand, I've got my rock, I am getting in the water fully clothed.
Mhm. As you do.
Yeah, as you do.
I imagine that like Februm goes up to check on her because he knows she's like doing like blood stuff.
Yeah.
And he gets to the bathroom. He's like, "Oh no, she's taking him. I can't. I won't bother her."
And meanwhile, she's just like submerging herself like backwards.
Fully
like,
clothed.
Yeah, fully clothed. Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of slowly slide into the water. As the transmitter touches the liquid mixed with your blood, the whole bathtub begins to glow a like light yellow. Just kind of radiating off a warm light. You swear you see little sparks of like electricity kind of sparkle through, but nothing to concern yourself with. As you slip down beneath the waters, your vision is replaced by the deep depths of the ocean. You look around you and you can still feel yourself like laying down in the bathtub. But your visuals, you see dozens and dozens of tentacles coming out of the darkness. You look overhead and you see the flotilla in all of its glory directly above you. Yes, child. You've called.
I need your help. Or rather, advice, probably. I'm sure you're aware of what has happened in the city.
I am. I've been beseeched many times. Offerings given. My aid received.
Yes, thank you for your assistance, especially with the cultists. My uncle, would have the lake folk preserved, and I'm not against such an idea, but there are people from the city who need shelter, and if he wishes to throw them to the wastes, all they're going to do is die. Slow and painful deaths. How can he be so heartless?
Heartless is one word for it. Your uncle has always put the lake folk first. Not something I can necessarily complain about.
Not that I would either. But at what point do we stop looking inwards and reach ourselves outwards too? Because I'm half. Sure, I was born on the flotilla, but I can't just... Hyrudin died for me.
Many have died for you to be here. It's not something to concern yourself with. It's life. hundreds and hundreds of souls have passed from one place to the next, so that your existence could be possible. This one hurts because you knew them. What do you beseech of me? My arm.
We're going out there to find a solution to this whole mess. Is there any way that we can... This is Julia's brain farting, not
No, you're
Octavia. She would speak very... she would have something very well prepared for this entire
Absolutely.
interaction, and my brain is going, duh. When we first spoke, for the first time, you asked me, you gave me a choice. That I could either stay complacent and stick to what I knew, or I could step forward and protect both with a gamble. Well, I'm gambling right now. I want to protect all of these people. I don't want to leave anyone behind. What must I do?
I think you know what you must do. There is but one answer.
You would have me invoke the right and challenge my uncle.
Like your father before you. Your father had to become chieftain one way or another. And your thoughts and words of the outside, of the people to save, it's almost as if you had played his words on recording.
At least I know there's a piece of him that will never leave me.
And never let it you shall.
What if I'm not strong. Not in the same way my father was. I don't have the strength to beat Sylvain.
You are quite perceptive, while simultaneously blind to your own abilities. I'm not saying it'll be easy. Nothing ever worth doing is. But I told you, you'd have to gamble it. If you want guarantees, then you know your path. If you want change, you have your answer.
Yes. I believe I do. Thank you.
You can't really see the face, but there's like the tentacles kind of like wave back at you and they begin to recede. as you realize that you are drowning actively. You
Yeah.
burst up out of the water, coughing out like several liters of water just like come out of your lungs as you are like hacking up a fit. You have been under the water like for a while, and it just hits you in that moment that like you couldn't breathe.
Yeah, so I can imagine that this can probably be heard from downstairs, just like splashing and like ferocious.
Just violently
hacking.
like hacking. Like, the shower curtain gets like ripped off and like clangs to the floor. At least Februm is definitely close enough.
Well, I think
Um,
Februm hears it, and Lily's like, let me check.
Yeah.
It wouldn't do for you to do it.
I agree.
She just like knocks. Is the door like open?
Oh yeah, I think
Okay.
she didn't even make it closed all the way because she was
Okay.
such in a hurry. She's like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
My God.
She still kind of knocks. Tavi, is everything okay?
The door swings open as with the second knock, and you just see her like fully closed. She looks like a drowned cat.
You're just like clinging to the wall.
Yeah.
Perseus like walks in, looks, and then immediately walks out. Like, nope.
She's like, yeah, I'm fine. Oh, my eyes are watering.
Do you need anything?
No, maybe a towel. There should be some in the closet in the hallway.
Oh yeah. she grabs a towel and comes back.
She'll take it from her and kind of like wipe her face off, and she's like, "Thank you, love." And then she's just gonna like wrap it around herself, and she's just gonna be like, "I might have something I need to tell the group too."
Okay. Well, if you need a minute, that's fine.
No, right now is just fine. And she's actually gonna like pass Lily out into the hallway and just she's like dripping. She just walks out. She like stands, she like walks down the stairs and she's like, ahem. Sorry. She's like towel, but she's drenched.
I see the bath. It's going well.
I'm helping dry off her clothing with prestidigitation.
Slowly but surely.
just like a little soft white glow in the palm of my hand.
Blessed.
Kind of like the UV lights that you stick your nails under.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of slow, but it's like
It's happening.
I love that. Octavia kind of looks at the group and she's like, "Where'd Zephyr go? No matter. Anyways. So, the other day, my talk with my uncle, didn't really go well. And I didn't want to say anything because our spirits have been, quite frankly, in the dumpster on fire for quite amount of time. And I didn't want to, add more starter fluid to said fire. But I didn't have an answer then, and now I think I do. It just terrifies me.
Good.
Yes. So, I may or may not have once again spoken with, the Silinovni. Hence the hacking and the drenched, and, I need to be submerged and I drown. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways.
There's like spells for that.
For
Like
what?
water.
Underwater.
Not drowning.
Yeah.
She kind of like looks and is like, "What? Next time I need to do this. That might be very helpful, so that my lungs don't fill up with water." Anyways, the lake folk, my people, are very close knit, and all of these refugees are putting a lot of stress on all of the tribes. And my uncle thinks that the only way for the survival of our people is to send the refugees to the wastes. Of course, I argued, but he would not listen to me. And I told him that if he sent me away, then I would go with him. And he threatened me with staying here with, well, less than ideal means. And I am sure now that I've clarified my means. The only way for us to save these people and even potentially save my people, I have to enact a rite. And I need to challenge my uncle to a duel in which I take the chieftain from him in ritual combat.
If you become chief, does that mean you have to stay here?
If I become chief, then my word is law unless I am defeated in combat.
But would you have to stay here?
I could decree it not so.
We'll also say, you know, when your dad was chief, he actively left the city.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yep. That is why there is a tribal leader for each tribe, and the chief is one ruler.
I see. So if you don't win, then you're stuck.
Well,
If I don't win, in his words, he would chain me to the throne.
is this like a battle to the death?
No, not necessarily, only if
Alright.
the winner decrees it so. It is more common that you are sent licking your wounds. Because it's demoralizing, and it sends a message to the other tribes that the current chief is not to be trifled with. The only problem is my uncle has not been defeated in a very, very long time. So much so, in fact, they have a name for him. It is Urdusk, or undefeated.
Well, he probably hasn't fought you yet, so...
Octavia kind of like, cause probably as a child her ass has been kicked, like quite a few many times. She's like, yeah, not recently.
Well, you've changed a lot recently.
Huh?
He
Oh.
hasn't fought you as you are now.
That is true. I know he thinks what he's doing is for the best of our people, but I only see another cage.
So, when do you plan on doing this?
I don't know, I was thinking maybe we could rest the day, and then tomorrow, bright and early, when they have the next council meeting, I might, go in there and enact the rite.
Oh, that's it.
Yes,
Well,
it should probably be soon. You know, get it over with.
Now, I don't mean to be the one to go against, traditions and everything. And not that I don't think you're capable of doing it, but this is a dire situation. Is magic off the table?
It's not like you're like grappling each other and like throwing each other off the flotilla. No, it's a duel.
Well, I realize that, but as you've said, the lake folk aren't
It is a one-on-one show of
use
strength.
magic. So we wouldn't be able to buff you
don't-
beforehand. Secretly.
Do I need to
Hypothetically.
do I need to roll if that's allowed?
Um,
Is this allowed?
Or
I mean, go ahead and make a history check.
Is that allowed?
Because, like,
history-
And you
If
can
they
add your
haven't checked-
proficiency.
Wait, I can add my proficiency.
Because it's about
Yeah, you would have
your
to, like,
people's
check
history.
at the gate.
Okay.
A little magic scanner.
That's a 17.
So you would know that while it's not explicitly forbidden or anything like that, if it's found out that you've cheated in any way, there is a likelihood that you're dishonored by the tribe.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's much more of an honor code thing than it is like people actively checking. Like, you can cheat as much as you want, but if you get found out for cheating, you've lost your rights to call yourself Lakefolk.
Yeah. She just kind of looks at Februm and she's like, well, not necessarily. It is a quick way to be exiled for life.
I understand. Makes sense. All right. So, you yourself are able to use magic, or?
I mean, you're willing and able to use anything within your arsenal. Obviously, it is not a duel to the death. It is a duel to the unconscious, or to the conceding. But this is the only path I see forward, for any of these people not being thrown to the waste without any sort of help or recompense.
Hey, Tavi.
Yes?
Oh, sorry. Finish your thought. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say, I guess the Silanovni knew my father. Because he said I sounded just like him. So, it's at least comforting to know that my father and my uncle did not share similar mindsets. Yes, Winnie.
Oh, I was gonna make kind of a weird suggestion, since it's still decently early in the day. So... Aww. The candle went out.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
All the smoke that just came up right in my face. All the aloe and bergamot. Anyway. I was thinking, since it'd be kind of hard to, incorporate magic from us and everything. And Al is pretty strong, like physically. Maybe
I'm
you
not.
can test. Oh, you're not?
No, the suit.
Oh. Who's Februm?
Anyone?
Is
Please.
anyone really strong physically?
Would he be able to use his suit? What's the?
I don't
was
want
gonna-
to use Al's suit.
I don't
No,
know.
no. That's not what
No,
I was
like-
saying. That you could practice some techniques, like the way you fight, and see how that fares against other physically stronger people before getting into the ring with your uncle.
So you're saying we should duel
Hypothetically.
beforehand?
Well,
When you say
yeah, but not
duel?
like in like a very serious combat way, but in like a Tavi can practice different techniques and see what's favorable.
When Februm says duel, you hear, "Oh fuck!" and then
Unfortunately,
Zephyr walks in.
Unfortunately,
Did
your
it not hit a
crack.
snap?
Yeah, your microphone balanced it
that
out.
was a clean snap too. That's so sad.
We
Audio
need-
listeners, I snapped. Some,
Walks in
like
from the
chopsticks to make a
staircase.
cracking noise.
What's up?
Walks down the stairs.
Did somebody say something about dueling?
Don't break my house, Zephyr. You know what? Fine. You want to duel? I'll duel you for my roof. What?
No, it was a tree branch. He's like picking tree branches out of his hair.
My dad.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, you felt so.
In the commotion of this,
We had a bonding moment.
you hear the guards kind of roughly talking with someone. Not roughly, but like, talking to someone that will not listen to you. Just a little bit of the muffle of like, they're not seeing visitors right now. You can't be here. You have to go home. But I want to see her. Why won't you let me see her? He's like, oh, no, you need to. Can you? I'm gonna scream. If you don't let me see her, I'm gonna scream. Oh, I'm sorry. We can't have any. 1, 2. Oh, no, here we go. Ah!
Who is that? Who's out there?
Kind of sounded like Axel.
Um,
Axel, you still in here and old?
If you age down.
No, I'm still up here and old.
I'm over here.
Up here and old.
One of the guards walks up to the front door and knocks on it.
Yes?
He peeks his head in. Octavia, you're still half wet. Lily's still there, drying down.
I'm very wet still.
Zephyr's pulling branches out.
There's an individual here that would like to speak with you.
Okay. Kind of looks at the others, and she's like, I don't know. And then she goes outside.
Do we hear the screaming in the background?
You do hear the screaming in the background. It hasn't stopped. The entire time. And Octavia, as you head out there is a small half-orcish girl. Her hair is kind of buzzed on one side and all flipped over. She wears a tiny little dress, and has a dagger strapped around her hips. And she is blue in the face. Sees you and goes, It's you.
Yes. Hi, little one. Please take a moment. Take a few deep breaths.
Oh, I don't need any deep breaths. I'm a little lightheaded.
What can I do for you, love?
She gives you a curtsy. She's like, I just want to give you something.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Yes. She turns around and she pulls out a little tiny wooden boat that it looked like she's probably carved herself. She's like, you made sure that my mommy got home safe, so I wanted to make sure you had this. Mm-hmm. Because if you have this, then you can always be safe on the lake. That's what mommy says.
Just kind of kneels and puts her hand on her head. And she's like, what a very generous gift you've given me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, my dear. And she will take the boat. She's like, I will treasure this.
She will then, she puts her hand to her forehead and will go into a full bow to you. And she will go, Jacques Lac Avolat, which translates to, I bow to you. And is usually only regarded for the leaders of the tribes.
Oh.
And then she gets back up. She's like, okay, bye. And she'll scamper off.
She does one of those toddler walks with her arms around.
You can see she makes it about a good 20, 30 feet. And there is an orcish woman waiting for her. That kind of gives you a nod and a wave. Vaguely familiar, but kind of remember some of the markings and styles with her hair from someone that you helped in the canal.
Oh.
Oh wow, that was a while ago, wasn't it?
She.
I mean, that was yesterday.
It was
in
yesterday.
game.
Oh,
It was
But
a month
was
ago.
A while ago.
It was a month ago out of game. It was yesterday in game.
It was yesterday.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah, Octavia kind of holds the boat, and then she like turns back and walks back in. She's like, I would do anything to protect all of these people. And staying here and hiding on the flotilla is not the option.
How does your
Yeah,
uncle
for
fight?
once, I think I agree with you.
He uses a spear. He has considerable size. You've not met him yet. Well, Lily and Winnie have seen him. But the rest of you have not. He stands a good 2 heads taller than me. Perhaps 2.5. But I think I have to. I must do this if we want to continue on our way and to preserve the people that are left from the disaster of Veilfit.
All right.
And if you would stand behind me, it would I don't know, it'd be really cool, I guess, if you wanted to like I don't know, support me
Bobby,
and like be in my
if we
corner.
didn't
That would
want
be
to stand
pretty-
behind you, we wouldn't be here.
Thank you, everyone. It won't be easy, but I'm confident because you all believe in me. Kind of been me, myself, and I for the past forever. But I'm glad I have you all. Yes, I guess that includes Zephyr.
Ah, see, she does like you.
It's a formality.
I feel like we just
Sure
had
it
this
is.
conversation.
Yeah, everybody hug again.
No,
Well,
I'm very
maybe
wet.
not, yeah.
I'm very wet.
I still have branches
Please,
in my.
no.
Oh, okay.
Those of you that wish go in for a group hug around a still drenched Octavia. I think there's probably like a good half of you that has been dried, so like
Yes,
half the group gets lucky.
Oh, I
Lily,
hug the wet
Lily
side.
stays on that side.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
Lily
hug
gets
the wet side.
I think Zephyr gets out of the wet hug, and the wind in his hair kind of like blow dries him, and then his hair starts to stick back up again.
Aw.
But with that, I think that's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
Oh.
I think that's a good spot. That gives us some time to prep and get ready for next week. Maybe next week? Yes, next week?
Should
That's
yes,
the
should
first day of the shift.
Yes.
perhaps.
First week
So
of the shift.
Thursdays.
Yes,
To Thursdays. Yeah, we will be shifting to Thursdays because some of us are not going to be able to make Fridays work. Other people are going to be out of town and stuff. You know, things happen. Specifically, I will be somewhere every weekend, so Thursdays just work better for me.
We might go back one day, who knows? But
Who
for now-
knows? But with that, Julia.
Drink water. This is fizzy water. It makes bubbles go up my nose if I'm laughing, which these people make me do often. But water's good for you, and it's good for your body. And yes, you can have some fun juice every now and again, but drink water. Drink enough water to balance it out.
Yep.
Don't drink hot wax. I almost grabbed this thinking it was
Hey.
water. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
please
lie.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Oh, it smells so good.
Anything from you, Dane?
Spotify right around the corner. Got 1 or 2 editing things left. I also need to come up with a little jingle for it, but I'll get in touch with some of our more musically inclined members and go from there. But it is right around the corner. Should be up by the end of the month, if not early June.
Hell yeah.
And we'll probably start on a twice a week basis, depending on how fast I can crank out these edits, until we get a little bit closer to where we are now, and then it'll go to a weekly or bi-weekly.
Fantastic. Amazing.
Sick.
Go.
But with that, Thanks for joining us. See you next time, y'all.
Bye.